It's the live chill along. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to the live chill along. Watching Manchester United play reading another FA Cup tie. Of course, we're a little late. What's changed? I'm just saying. I think anytime it's not an FA Cup semi-final or final, it's gonna be a second half watch along. So that seems to be the custom. That seems to be the vibe. All right. So look at how teams have been playing in a little bit, but kind of mad. Rushford's goal was disallowed. I'm still mad about that. Big up to you for tuning in. It's a lovely Saturday. She We made it to this moment. Kind of mad. I still feel like that Casemiro moment. It's questionable, real questionable decision by the ref. Come on, Bruno. Big up to you for tuning in, by the way. It's the Football Power Hour. We're just chilling, watching Man United and reading. I think it's the fourth round. Hold on, let me see if I can get the little screen share going in. Hmm. Oh, Reading nearly scored. This is worrying. In typical Manchester United form, we let the other team have a little life. But you know what? They didn't score, so hold on, let me see. Come on. Come on, Wan-Bissaka. Ooh. Aaron Wan-Bissaka. All right. It's halftime now. Let's see. All right. Let's look at how the lineup has been lining up in this first 45 minutes. So we'll start first with Ten Hag went with a very, very, very strong team, showing that he's taken this cup super seriously. Pretty much have David De Gea and goal, Malacia left back, Maguire and Lindelof as the two center backs, and Wan-Bissaka on the right, Ericsson and Casemiro, the two midfielders, and then Bruno as the attacking midfielder, Rashford and Anthony on the wings, and Wergost. Woot woot. Wergost, who we haven't seen much of though in the first half. And then on the other side, Paul Ince. He's got Lumley in goal, McIntyre, Holmes, and Hoylett center backs, and then you got Ndiaye Ince. He's got another Ince in the team. I didn't notice that. And then Baba and Hendrick, not the one from Real Madrid, by the way, not the Brazilian. And then Yadom, and they got Carroll and Joao as the two forwards. So Paul Ince, man, Paul Ince, right there on the dugout. So nice to see Paul Ince doing his thing. I watched him play, so he must have just got his coaching badges just recently. So, yeah, big up to him and big up to you, more importantly. So let's see. It's not been the the first half we've been hoping for, because I pretty much, when I saw the lineup at the beginning, I was like, oh no, this is gonna be perfect. We're gonna kill the game off. Like 20 minutes, we should be 4 goals up. That's literally what I was thinking. Uh, because Ten Hag showing that he's taking this game seriously. So it has not been going our way. We only have 2 shots on target, and Reading has 1 shot on target so far. And we've taken 15 shots, though. With all the 79% possession we've been having, this is kind of disappointing. I just got to say, the things that have been disappointing for me, I've seen a few. Big up to you, Chris. Hope your evening is going good, my friend. Happy Saturday. Um, yeah, Manchester United is over here frustrating me. We should be at least 4 goals up. But the thing that I was getting at was we have 79% possession of the ball. That means we have in theory, we have total control of the game. But even then, we still show that we lack a little temperament. And Lindelof, especially, is the one who's hitting a few long balls. For what reason, Lindelof? When we are not even sitting deep, he's right there on the opposition half, and then he's hitting a long ball. You're like, come on, Victor. Anyway, how's your evening going, Chris? Victor Lindelof is out here frustrating me. He's actually the one defender that's not been up to par. Like, I think Maguire has been a little bit better than Lindelof this first half. Malacia has been better than Wan-Bissaka when you're comparing the fullbacks. And Anthony has been kind of nice. Anthony is playing like he's been on Twitter. It's like he's been seeing what people have been saying about him. He's been, more very direct. He's been very lively on the right hand side. At least 2 shots that went off target narrowly. Created a really nice chance for Bruno Fernandes. So I'm impressed with Anthony. My day and evening always good till Liverpool play. Chris, yo, man, when are you guys playing? I know you have the game. Is it versus Everton coming up very soon? But I think you probably have another. Let's see. Ooh, Wolves, Brighton, and then the Everton game. Interesting run up. I mean, Brighton should be a walk in the park, though. I mean, not a walk in the park. It should be a win. You'll fight for the win and kick into form. So you beat Wolves and then somehow draw versus Everton because Everton don't have a manager right now. They're in turmoil and players are trying to get a way out. And my weird theory about players like that is just situations like that is that players end up somehow they know they've got nothing to hide behind, so they play through that skin, you know. So I'd be really concerned about that Everton game if I was you, Chris. I wouldn't write it off saying, "Well, they're in turmoil. We're gonna walk through them." Yeah, yeah, yeah. But your Brighton game should help you get into gear. In Newcastle. Whew, good luck, my friend, before Real Madrid. All right, all right. It's going to be a very trying February for you. Hey, if you're a Liverpool fan, make sure you surround yourself with people. Let's see. We got my boy, Nice the Kid, in the building. Hold on. Let me see if I can get him in real quick. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So hold on. Let me see. We'll get we'll be treated, ladies and gentlemen, with our first half analysis from our boy all the way in Botswana. Nice the Kid. You've seen him here before, ladies and gentlemen. What's up, my brother?
Yo, 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 what's good, bro?
Good, my man. Good, good, good. You see, I was setting up in the first half, so I didn't really get to watch everything. So I'm happy you're here to tell us what happened, what we missed. Uh, uh what are your reflections?
Ah, it's been a pedestrian first half at best. I mean, it's just been one way traffic in the Reading box, but
Hmm.
the vital part or the most concerning part is the nil-nil. But Brighton, Reading, sorry, haven't been
Hmm.
doing nothing, man. Haven't been doing nothing. It hasn't been uh It hasn't been anything scary other than that one chance, but there's always going to be one of those, or a few of
True,
those.
true.
But I think our possession was like what 80%. That's like
Yeah, 79%. Which we're playing.
yeah,
In essence, we're almost playing Ten Hag ball in terms of I think he said it should be 70% plus possession.
yeah. So it hasn't been scary, but I'm a little bit concerned that we haven't scored yet. But at the same time, Reading hasn't really done enough for me to be concerned that the result won't go our way. I believe it's just a matter
Yeah,
of
yeah,
time.
yeah.
Yeah,
What
but
do you make of Anthony's performance?
uh I mean, it's been okay. Nobody's done anything special, so I can't really single him out. But I will say that it's one of the better games he's had in a while. I haven't
Hmm.
really been too impressed with the way Anthony has been playing, but
Hmm.
today he seems to be on it. His passes are on point.
Hmm.
His runs are on point, but nobody's really doing anything great. Like so,
True, true,
I don't know.
true.
I think I
So,
think
so we
I think
shouldn't rush to bash him again, as as we usually do as Manchester United fans. We want, you know, because
yeah.
he's been catching a lot of flack on the Twitter trenches and all that stuff. It's just been, I mean, his performances have been lighting up fires. So, um, personally, other than the two shots that were off target, I think that chance that he created for Bruno was also it was a half chance, but Bruno should have done better with it. You know.
Okay. for
Um,
sure. But
what
then,
about what about
even if
what were your thoughts on the lineup, real quick, when you saw it come out an hour 45 minutes ago? What did you feel?
I was really disappointed that they didn't rest more players, man. I feel like it was an opportunity to rest a lot more players than we did. The fact that Casemiro, Ericsson is playing, Fernandez is playing, Rashford is playing. These are all
Hmm.
starting 11 guys. So I wish one or two of them had been rested. It's great that he rested the defenders, but I don't even think those are the guys that needed the rest for this game. I think I would have been more inclined to pay our starting defense and then maybe change the guys in attack because I think we know Reading isn't really going to give us too much trouble at the back. So
True.
we might as well give some of the guys at the front a run. But he went the opposite. He changed a lot of the defenders and he kept pretty much our fully strength team because I guess I'd say Anthony's technically in our starting 11. Ten Hag seems to like the
Yeah.
nigga, so uh,
Yeah, I mean, he bought him, and there's a couple of youth that are behind him on the line for that position. So that's why Ten Hag, I feel he has to put a lot of trust in him because that was his big signing. You know what I mean. So real quick, what were your thoughts on the game that we played versus what was the team again? The last cup game, the last Carabao Cup game. We won
Nottingham
that, and
Forest.
I was just like,
I mean, you know, it was one of those games where I don't know about you, man, but I don't really rate Carabao Cup that much, bro. It's not enough for me to be like,
yeah,
yeah,
no,
no.
Nottingham
We,
Forest, because that's who we were playing, was Nottingham Forest. Yeah.
so I was like, I'm glad we played well. I'm always glad when we play well. Like, I never want to
Hmm.
see a bad performance, but it's like it's whatever, man. Like, okay, so we won that. I'm more interested to see if we go to the final. I believe probably Newcastle would be the team we play against. I'm more interested to see that
Yeah.
because I'm kind of wondering right now, as far as top, I'd say top six teams go.
Yeah.
Firstly, where Newcastle is at, as in, is the Arab money really, really, really put them in a position, or are they just in a situation where a lot of big teams should be performing but are not performing? Because there's Chelsea
True.
who there but they're not there. There's Liverpool who should be there but they're not there. So obviously, if the big teams aren't performing, some of the little teams will profit. So is Newcastle just a little team profiting, or is Eddie Howe building a real squad? So the litmus test will be a final because they're not in many
Yeah.
finals.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
And also the
so
litmus test for Ten Hag's progress too. I feel it's gonna be pretty much the biggest game. So for me, I gotta say I love how he's taking these cup games seriously, and it just seems like it's best team. We're going in all or nothing. We want a cup. We want to open up the trophy cabinet, and I love that mentality and that vibe that he's just giving us. And yeah, man, there's a lot of spider webs in our trophy cabinet. you know, we need to like,
I feel you, but I'm really worried about not resting guys, man. These guys are old, man. They've got a lot of old players. So they can't be playing like 50, 60 games a season. Like you gotta find
hmm
an opportunity to rest them. I feel like today was one of those opportunities. No matter how strong Reading could play, we at
yeah,
home. It's a cup game, and I think we have a squad strong enough for Reading. Not necessarily a
true.
strong squad, but I believe Fred and them could have easily done the job just the
So
same as
so
our.
who's them? We got Fred. Who else would you have put in the lineup that's not in the lineup right now?
I would have taken out um Casemiro and Ericsson for sure. I would have put in Fred. I would have put in maybe McTominay, I guess.
Okay.
I would have put in Casemiro for sure for one of the guys. Maybe I would have left on Rashford simply because he's the form player. So I might have left him
Okay.
on in hopes that we'll get an early goal or two and then take him out second half. But I definitely, I guess maybe the only real changes I would have made there is in central midfield because I think Casemiro could have rested. I think Ericsson could have rested. Fine, we could not play Anthony. Fine, we could or could not play Rashford. I probably would have been just as fine with Rashford on the bench and maybe bring him on if necessary. But I really
Yeah.
wish we had taken this opportunity to trust the squad. There's only so much like these guys can do, like for
True.
60 games.
True.
Right? Like at some point
Yeah.
now we
No.
have to be
No.
the
It's
other
going to be
players.
one of those things where we look back at it and say, if there's an injury to a key player, all the guns will be, facing Ten Hag, saying, "Oh, you see, this is what you know."
It brings me back to Crystal Palace and
Yeah.
Casemiro and the yellow card situation. I'm not saying we
Yeah.
should have
Yeah.
rested him, but there were plenty of opportunities to take him out before he got that yellow card,
True
but he
that.
didn't.
True that.
Left. And fine, I agree. We had to play a fully strength team against Crystal Palace, but it's a league game, and we're trying to push for the league. No matter how outside our chances right now, but we in the mix,
Mm.
so we should be competing. There's a lot of games to play. Fine, that was okay, but at some point he should have taken out Casemiro. He didn't. He opted to leave him on, and he made a few other bogus substitutes, which I didn't understand. But he did what he did. This was another opportunity where he could have just put them on the bench, left them there, if necessary, bring them on. But
True.
I it didn't require so many first 11ers, man. Like he could have played some of our
True.
French players. Mm.
Hey, man. It's one of those things where we will understand maybe in hindsight. We'll be like, all right, because so far everything, most of the things that Ten Hag touched turned gold nowadays, and we'll see how the rest of the second half goes.
What do you,
Do you have a prediction? Scorer
I
and
think
and goals. You gotta give a prediction of the scorer and goals.
it's gonna be 1-0 Rashford. I don't think we're gonna run away with this game.
Damn, damn, bro, that's not very optimistic.
Yeah, nah. 1-0, right? It feels like one of those games where we're gonna have plenty of the ball but not enough chances, which has been
Mm,
the story of the first half. So I believe you check we only have 2 shots on target out of 15.
yep,
So I believe the trend is gonna
yep.
continue there. But I do believe one of them will go in at least. Would like at least.
Come on, we
And
need
if
a
it,
corner or something, a set piece. Ericsson gotta score from a free kick or something.
if anyone is gonna score, it's our golden boy right now, bro. That's the only guy I really have faith in front of goal. Look at
Well,
that.
let's see. Let's
You
see
might
how
have
it goes.
went way over the bar, bro. Not serious.
Yeah, Bruno.
Let me ask you something, man. What do you think about our new striker? What's his name?
Woot
Worst what?
Workhorst.
Mm.
He's like, what's his name? I like Woot because he gives us something different. We haven't had an attacker with the attributes that he has in a while. So he's still obviously one of those guys that need to sort of adapt to the system that Eric Ten Hag is playing. But I like his work rate. I like the fact that he's a poacher, and he's not bad. His link up play is not bad. We haven't used them enough as a target man in our long ball, so that hasn't really. I think that will get better with time, but so far I think he's a very good option given where we are with what we have. We can't afford to buy any player, so Wood is not a bad addition.
Hey, hey.
You disagree? Tell me why.
Okay. I just haven't seen enough that can convince me that that he's a good option. I just think he's an option, but I don't
So
believe
so okay.
I don't believe he adds much to the squad. I believe we probably would have been just as fine without him. Like I'm even worried about him changing our style of play, man. Like we've
Really?
been very dynamic, interchange type team. So when you have a target man like that, the tendency is to try and centralize attacks around him or use him as
Mhm.
the pivot for the wingers to do their thing. But for one, his hold up play hasn't been that great thus far. I will give him this. It's still early days, so maybe that will improve because he's still getting used to the team. But I'm yet to see enough to be like, yo, no, I see why we bought him, or I understand why we bought him. Like, I just feel like we just needed someone, so we got anybody who could come through.
Who could
But
come through? True.
I don't believe it was well thought out. I don't believe Ten Hag was like, oh, okay, yeah, no, I need this kind of player. Uh, what's around? Oh, yeah, no, this guy might be a good option. I believe we just bought an extra body to the team. So I'm not impressed.
The
I'm not
extra
impressed.
body.
Yeah.
Well, he's he doesn't have a particularly prolific scoring record, but I think it's every other game type of thing, you know. But the main thing is he's a fox in the box, bro. His If you look at his compilation, his dossier, as I like to refer to it, it's like his goals are always inside the box. They're very, very close to the box, and he's just one of those guys who's always ready to anticipate, always ready to get the ball, and with good reactions, So we'll see.
Yeah,
We'll see
I don't
how
know.
how he evolves under Ten Hag. To
Let me
Eagle
say this.
Eye in the building.
Ten Hag,
Go ahead.
Ten Hag has done very well with picking his defensive and midfield options, but I'm not convinced with some of his attacking signings. I never thought
Mm.
Anthony was ever the answer at 100 million. I mean, if we were buying him for like 50 or 60, I'd be like, "Alright, cool."
Come on, it's not
But
Anthony's fault. His price tag is that high, though. you
true,
know?
true, true, true. But I'm saying, I made I had this discussion with another Man United fan not too long ago. I was like, if we're willing to pay 100 million, why are we not buying Harry Kane? I believe we could have gotten Harry Kane for something in
Bro,
that region. So why,
can I tell you
if that
something?
can spend, why not do that for him? Why are we doing that for a relatively unknown Anthony? Can I ask you something, man? Did you know Anthony before he came to us?
No, no, I did not know Anthony before. I did
Thank
not. And here's why I like the player, though. He
you.
brings
Mm.
back that dazzling football. Right now, today, in the first half, you saw him do the little shake, and then it ended up in a pass to Aaron Wan-Bissaka.
Mm-hmm.
And that was actually a chance created. People always give him a lot of flack for that. They say he's a fidget spinner. That's what they call it. That move that he does. So the fidget spinner did actually come up with something productive this time around. He looks like he's very motivated. We have to remember that this guy, if he was in the USA 24 months ago or 20 months ago, he wouldn't be allowed to buy a beer. The guy is only 22 years old. you know so we got to give him time to develop. We got to give him time. We can't expect him to play like Rashford is 25 right now. Rashford is entering, he's having that moment when Simba did his first Raw, and everybody was like, oh.
Not 25 when he did his first role. He was
No,
much
no,
younger
okay,
than
Simba was
that.
not 25, but I'm just saying that Rashford is transitioning into a man. He's been a young man, but he's now
Mm.
becoming a man, and he's actually coming into his prime. So we're while also using that as a barometer to judge Anthony. So that's why I want to just remind people that the age difference, we have to take it into consideration and say, all right, these guys are at least like 3 years apart or something like that. So give Anthony this season to acclimate, and then next
Mm.
season you can be as harsh as you are on him right now. Because
So
he's got
I
it.
was, I was, yeah,
Go
sorry,
ahead.
sorry. I was telling one of my friends, I was like, I can always criticize any player, but I'm always okay with a young player because I know there's time to develop. Rashford had his moments in his early 20s. He was there was a time in which oh
Mm-hmm.
oh yes, oh
Casemiro!
yes, oh yes, oh yes,
Yes.
oh yes. So I saw a quote from Roy Keane, right? He was like,
Yeah.
"Great players make everyone around them better." If there was any signing I wasn't sure about, it was Casemiro, but I am very much eating my words now. I'll be the first to say I was
Yeah,
extremely
bro.
wrong. I was extremely wrong.
Wait. Which part of the spectrum were you at? Were you on the Graham Souness side when Graham Souness called him a steady Eddie, and the less effective one of the trio of the Champions League trio between Cruz, Modric, and Casemiro? Apparently, we got the worst one of the bunch, and really, really, that guy went public with his pessimism about Casemiro. But were you also at that level, or were you like just towing the line? Where were you in the spectrum?
No, my problem wasn't. I never doubted his quality. I never
Yeah.
thought that he had any quality issues. Was that an assist from Anthony? Right? Why is he pointing at him like that? I'm gonna rewind real
Well,
quick.
Anthony created the moment. Yeah, yeah, I think it was him. It was an assist from Anthony. Yeah, it was a direct
Oh,
pass. He found just the similar way he found Bruno in the first half. Anthony's
mm,
following some instructions. He's out here finding the extra runner into the box,
oh,
and he's
okay,
great.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay, okay.
What
Shout
a
out to Anthony.
composed finish though by Casemiro though to be able to dink the ball over. That's
Yeah, nah.
something you'd expect from a forward.
That's. I mean, like I said, man, I was one of the naysayers. I was one of the guys who was not supporting that at all.
Yeah.
I was not cool. But my problem wasn't his quality. I never doubted that for a second. My issue was the age. Same with Ericsson. I was like,
Ah.
as usual, here we are investing for the here and now. We're trying to put bandages over something that needs to be surgically repaired. So I thought
Mm-hmm.
Casemiro was just
Mm-hmm.
another bandage. Okay, we need a defensive midfielder. All right, we're gonna get Casemiro. And that is the first best decision he's made. Thank you, Ten Hag, for getting out Ericsson, get him on the bench, get him resting.
True.
So
True.
I was one of those guys who thought that cool, Casemiro is a good player, and we'll get what 1, 2, maybe 3 good years from him. But
Mm-hmm.
I was
Mm-hmm.
like, hey, it's a temporary thing. Plus, I didn't think he would contribute this much to the team. I'll be honest.
True. True.
I
True.
thought, okay, he's a silent assassin. He does his job
Yes.
quietly.
Yes.
That's why he wasn't well known, or he wasn't highlighted in Real Madrid. But then
Yeah.
again, Man United ain't no Real Madrid, man. There's no Cruz
No.
and Modric type player, so he wouldn't have to do any of that at Madrid because there are two guys in front of him that are on another level of passing. So here he has to
Yeah.
actually do a little bit more than he would normally have to, simply because the players in front of him are not Cruz and Modric
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
material. And that's no disrespect to any Man United players. I'm not calling them whack, but you have to remember that we are talking about a pair of play. Oh wow, this man is just making a mockery of this game. He's just
Bro.
making a mockery of this game. Yeah. He's like, yeah, no. I'm here to stay.
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah,
I'll be the first to say, live on your live for everyone to see. I was
yes.
wrong. Mm, I was
No,
wrong.
the guy. I feel like here's the thing too with Casemiro. We obviously I was not like an avid Real Madrid follower, so I can claim that I was watching the La Liga games, but he evolved a little bit in terms of how he was playing at Real Madrid. And the time, his last two seasons at Real Madrid, he was actually becoming a little bit more of an advanced, midfield. Like he'd actually like take a lot more shots than usual. Before that he just started being very, very deep and just being as a six that just sits and protects. And I feel like we got him at the perfect time in his evolution as a midfielder, and he's still doing all the work that he's been doing prior, or when he was younger, and now he's just, you know, in that space where we just got him at the right time. So it's one of those things. He's
Uh,
an absolute baller.
I'll have to maybe slightly disagree with you. I don't believe he left Madrid playing like this. I wouldn't say I'm a Madrid follower either, but I watched them enough to know how he jammed there as compared to how he jammed here. I just think he's forced to do more here. He never
Oh
had.
yeah,
He
I
never
mean,
had that.
he doesn't have. He doesn't
He
have.
never
It's
had.
the supporting cast. Yeah, yeah.
So I mean, like I said, no disrespect to Man United players, but Cruz and Modric are really uh beyond world class. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about the benchmark of what a central midfield can be. Like you can put them in a
Mm-hmm.
conversation of best in that position to ever do it, not just like now or in their lifetime, but they are very exceptional at what they do. So
Yeah.
it's not it's not any it would be difficult for you as a player to do much if there are guys in front of you who just do that with relative ease. I believe that's probably why Ericsson is doing so much better now, because if you
Sure.
remember, he had a few games where he was struggling before Casemiro came. Not because
Mm-hmm.
he was
Mm-hmm.
playing, poorly, but because he had a different role or different responsibilities due to the nature of the way we were playing the game. He had to now be a little bit more defensive. Now Casemiro has come. It's allowed Ericsson to do his thing. Now Ericsson can play freely because there's a guy behind him who's going to do the
The
cleanup
dirty
job. It's
work.
just that we've been
Yep.
lucky. We've been lucky enough that Casemiro is also doing his shift up front. It's not just
Yeah.
where you need him to do it. He's also doing it up front. But that also is as a
So
result
you
of
agree
Ericsson.
with me with what I said there? There you go. Being like it's also Casemiro's offensive contribution.
No, the only difference in our point was that I just believe that his circumstances now has forced him to evolve his game. I don't think he arrived like that. I don't think he was doing that in Madrid. But it's because
He
he
was
didn't have.
slowly. I'm speaking off of like sort of watching. I can't even remember the source right now, but it was like some analysis of how Casemiro's role, evolves. I'll look for that thing again. What was Anthony doing, by the way? With
No,
that's,
it's okay.
that's
He's playing
crazy.
well today, so I'll reserve all my critique for another game. But let me not criticize
Right,
him when
right.
he's playing well. Yeah. But
Yo, let me shout
yeah,
out my man Kush is in the building. Got London in the house. Kush just says, Olga, where are those Arsenal supporters now? Where they at? We
I'm
are
not
going
gonna
to win a cup, mama.
I'm not gonna hate on Arsenal right now, man. They're doing their thing. I mean, I think
Yo,
it
we
benefited
talk.
them.
Yo, nice. Let me tell you real quick. Kush says
Mm.
Anthony's Matakala.
You
Yo,
guys know
that's his first
what
Setswana
that is.
word, by the way. That's the first Setswana word we taught Kush, and he remembers it. No, but
Well,
his
that's good.
performance today hasn't that been that matakala. Come on, gosh, no. With an assist for Casemiro, with that chance that created for Bruno, come on now. We gotta give Anthony some slack now.
We really need to get both Casemiro and Rashford off the field, but like this game is done and buried, but we need to let those boys take a
True,
nap.
true.
Yeah, like they need to. Yeah, bro. They need to watch from like the sauna or something, bro. Just the
Exactly.
relaxation area,
Yeah.
bro. Not
Jacuzzi.
on the
Go
pitch.
straight to the
But I
sauna
think
for real.
they're trying to get Rashford to score his 10th goal in a row. They're trying to do that milestone.
Oh,
Mm. I
chasing
just hope it
records.
doesn't. So I have a question for you, man.
Go
One.
ahead. Before you ask the question, let me just shout out everybody that's in here and just say the show is the Football Power Hour. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. We're just chilling with the homie Nice the Kid. It's the live chill along talking about Manchester United and reading in the fourth round of the FA Cup. Let's go. Shoot your question, brother.
Firstly, it's pronounced reading, not reading. Just so you
Oh,
know,
ready.
FYI.
Ready.
Yeah.
Go
Just so
ahead.
you know, man. Oh my
Potato,
God!
potato.
Hey, man, what a blast
Red
from the
card.
past it was to see Red Andy Carroll, bro. I didn't even know that man is still playing, man. Did you know?
No, I thought it was a different Carol. When I was reading the lineup, I thought it was a different Carol. This is tall Andy Carroll.
Shout out to Liverpool alumni. Trust them to get a red card against Man United. Well done, bro.
Liverpool alumni.
Trust them to get a red card. Cheers to you, boy. Cheers to you, boy. We know you like that. That nigga wearing number two, bro. What kind of striker wears number two, bro? What is that?
Chris says,
Who wears
"What are
number
those
two as a
foolish
striker,
step
man?
overs?" I guess he's talking about Anthony step overs. Hey, Anthony feeling
Oh,
himself. He feeling himself.
hey.
You know, he got the juice right now.
Oh my goodness, Rashford is just something else right now, boy. Yo, it is an
That's the
understatement
person
to
that
say that boy
really's
is in
got the
his prime right
juice.
now. He really does. He really does. And shout out to him. If there's
Chris says that
anything I can
I thought
credit,
Andy Carroll had retired. Me too, brother.
hey, no, I won't lie, bro. I was really shocked. Like I like you had to see fit like him actually playing. Oh my goodness,
Fred!
Frederick.
Pasta Fred! The parish is open!
Please get these
Yes!
guys off the pitch, man. Please get
Get
these
them
guys
off.
off the
Yeah,
pitch.
we
They
don't
need a
want any
rest, man.
more. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
they
yeah.
need a rest.
They need all the rest they can get.
Yeah, give them a break. I won't lie, my guy. Anthony has had a
Mm.
sterling game today, man. He's had a
Yeah.
sterling game today. Might have been
Oh,
offside though.
Anthony.
Looks slightly. Ooh, no, it's all good. It's all good. Wow,
Yeah.
Fred. You know, I don't know about you, man, but I've been impressed with Fred when he comes on, man. I think the competition around him has brought the best out of him, not the opposite.
Yeah, he's actually been one of those people that Ten Hag has improved and you know
For sure.
like do you remember how under Ole did we just see one goal or two goals from Fred? You know, I think it might have been just one goal.
One
And it was
goal.
one of those things where Oli was just like, yeah, when you see Fred score, it's like you saw a unicorn, you know. So we just have to just say Ten Hag is out here making Fred scoring look like he scored in preseason. You remember that little dink that came out of nowhere, and oh man,
Yeah.
so he's somebody that I'm really really impressed by. I think Ten Hag has done a good job with him, and yeah, we want to see more of that. He's the Brazilian with the most games for Manchester United, so it's
I saw
about
that little
time.
highlight. But I started counting how many Brazilians I remember who have actually played for Man United. I remember Anderson. Who else is in that list? Hey, oh,
Maybe
Casemiro is
is
now, but I guess he wouldn't be in the running for that. Who else? Raphael,
um, Raphael
Fabio.
Fabio. Yeah, the fullbacks.
Yeah.
I think
Who else, man?
that's about it.
Who's
I
this
don't
guy
remember
really?
anymore.
Who's
Let's
this
see.
guy really competing with, man, for that to be a milestone?
True.
Where's the real I guess Raphael played a lot of games, so I guess he could have been in the mix. He
Yeah.
played a lot of games. Who else, man? Who
I
else?
nearly said Nani, but Nani is Portuguese. He's so
Any Portuguese homes? Yeah, no,
yeah.
okay. Shout out to
The
Fred.
bar is not too high,
It
but
really isn't.
either way, it's a milestone. We have to just give him the accolade.
So I wanted to
Yes,
ask you a
Chris says
question,
I
man.
love those Brazilian twins.
Oh,
I got a
fans,
question for
please.
you, nice the kid.
These boys are
Who's been the
doing
most improved player under Ten Hag?
definitely Rashford, homie. No question about it.
All right, other than Rashford,
Definitely
fine. You're gonna go for the convenient answer. let's talk about that one has the
obvious
goals.
one. It's the obvious one.
no,
You
no,
gotta
no.
ask a better question
I,
than that if you want some real insight. I mean, you can't ask an obvious question and
okay,
then
but Rashford aside, let me rephrase the question. Rashford
uh,
aside, who has been the most improved player for you under Ten Hag's turn?
um I'd say maybe it's between two. I'd say
Okay.
either Varane or Luke Shaw. I think one of those two guys
Mm,
have been. I'll probably say Luke Shaw. I'll probably say Luke Shaw. Varane was always world class, so it was only really a question of getting the right person next to him so that he could do his job properly. So I'd probably
true,
say Luke
true.
Shaw because Luke Shaw has even been played out of position and played well. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
you can't
yeah.
really hate on that. Yeah,
If
can't
you
really
can
hate on that.
survive, if you can play center back against Haaland, you you can do it against anyone. You know what I mean?
It's not just that he played centre back against Haaland, is that he was his son, bruh. Haaland was right there in that boy's pocket.
For
Haaland
real,
was
for real.
non-existent in that game, man. Yeah. So
Yeah, yeah.
I'd say Luke Shaw. I'd say Luke Shaw is definitely the most improved player. Who would you say is our best signing?
Ooh. Before I answer that, let me answer and say big up to you, KG's therapist. I'm so glad you found the channel, my friend. Yo, happy Saturday. Welcome to the family, man. And yeah, it's the live chill along,
Yep.
y'all. We're just chilling and talking about this Ten Hag's Turner. Let's see. Um, damn. Wait, your question again one more time?
Who has
Because
the
I
best
thought about
signing?
it. Best signing. Okay. Best signing has got to be Martinez. Hands down. It has to be.
What?
Oh, no. We wanted a clean sheet, guys.
It's okay. It's a cup game, bro. There's no goal difference here, bro. We just need to win.
Yeah, but still.
So
Anyway, yeah, it has to be Lissandro Martinez. That boy is just he brought some assuredness. I'm so confident in our defense right now, man, and it's mainly because of Martinez. You know, it's such a blessing that we didn't get Timber, even though Timber was the one we were pursuing for a long time. And it just
nah,
turned out
no.
that Martinez was the guy that we needed all along. He's just so vicious. He's just like that Eric Bailly mentality, but with a lot more mental sharpness. He's a warrior.
Mm,
He puts his head where people wouldn't put their head. Man, his passing from the back too is also good. He's so assured on the ball in tight spaces. You can try and press him, and he feels like he's press resistant. That man is who we needed all along, and I didn't know. And big shout out to Ten Hag for just showing also the importance of having a left center back that is left footed. I think if this is something that a lot of other people were not conscious of, this is
mm.
moving forward, it's going to be one of those things that other people say, hold on a second. you know. So
So
it's got to be
uh,
Martinez.
I feel you. I ain't mad at your answer. It's not the worst, but
Shut up. Who would you go with?
I would actually go with Ericsson. Mainly because he was free, which makes it a serious bargain because he has brought a control to our midfield that allows the players around him to be better. I think Rashford has benefited from that. I think Fernandez has benefited from that. I
Mm,
think Casemiro has benefited from that. I think basically,
true,
but
true,
anyone in
true.
front of him, those guys have all benefited from the composure that is Ericsson, and he just always knows when to do the right thing. And it's very rare that he does a wrong pass or takes the wrong option
True,
or does
true.
the wrong. So I'd give it to him simply because he's free. But I will lie, Ten Hag has made a lot of good signings. I can't be mad at you for saying Martinez. I wouldn't be mad at anyone who said Casemiro. I'd be very
Mm.
mad at
I,
someone who said Anti.
yeah, yeah, no, no, no. Can I tell you also why I like your answer though?
Mm.
Ericsson, I honestly thought we were gonna miss Pogba type passing after Pogba left, and Ericsson has not made us miss that. You know, I love the dynamic that Bruno and Pogba were building. You know, there was that time where I think one of them, I think Bruno provided the pass on the ground, and then Pogba like finished it outside the box or something like that, and that was like a really nice, like synergy that was building, and even on the pitch, there was finding each other. But of course, Pogba was is not as defensive as we needed him to be. But the main thing was that I was so worried. I was just thinking we don't have a player that can move the ball like him anymore. But Christian Eriksen has not made me think about Pogba at all. And the boy has been nice. He owes us a long range shot though. He's done that for Denmark, for Brentford, for Spurs. But like he hit the post in the last game, and I'm still waiting on the long shot. You know.
It's okay. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I think he's doing enough for me to be like it's alright. I think he's doing enough for me to be like it. We didn't mention
Uh,
Malasia in that list, man.
Malasia,
What do you think about
Malasia was the bargain though, because you were bringing in your answer. You brought in price into the picture, and here's the thing: if you're gonna bring in money into the picture, saying because you said Ericsson was free, and
him?
that adds to him being the best signing. So Malasia is actually somebody that we paid what 15 mil or something around that ballpark,
Foot.
but 14, yeah. So we also paid that 14 mil to jumpstart Luke Shaw's career. Like, you know how Luke Shaw does anytime he has competition. He's that partner
Mm.
that, if you're
So,
flirting with someone, then you're going to get. You're gonna get all you're gonna get it good. but if you don't have any competition situation going on, then you know that's how I view Luke
yeah.
Shaw. It had to take a
So
very
yeah.
good Alex Telles to get the best out of Luke Shaw. And as soon as Alex Telles went down, Luke Shaw also was like, "Well, I own the left
Mm.
back position, so you know."
No, I ain't too mad at Malasia as well. I think he was just okay. I think he's a good squad player, so I'm glad he's being
Yeah.
used that way. But funny enough, I think it actually brought the best out of Wan-Bissaka more than Luke Shaw. I think Luke Shaw has been at quite a high
Mm,
level for a while, but I think Wan-Bissaka was falling off, and then he got a sniff, and then he started playing better. And I'm glad that I think that's why maybe our defense is a lot better now. There's a lot of healthy competition going on there. Dalot
yeah,
was doing his thing before he left. He's injured now, and he's finding it hard to get back in the squad, which is the way it should be. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't
yeah,
be if someone is playing well, he gets through. He gets moved out as soon as someone else comes in.
yeah.
I think it's fine for healthy competition. I don't think we have that much of it up front. I think that's where our real problem is.
True, true
When
that,
when
true that.
when Anthony's not playing well, a bit stretched. Ilanga, he's okay. Um, who else plays in that position? Martial stays injured, so like, what are we gonna do with him? So one once we get injuries there, there's not enough healthy competition for us to be like, oh, okay, cool. We'll just put Malasia on and he'll play well, or we'll just put Wan-Bissaka on and he'll play well. I mean, even Maguire is cleaned up the mistakes. I don't see a lot of mistakes from Maguire now. He might
True,
not be a
true that.
great defender. He's not making as many blunders as he did in Ole's tenure, you know, which
Mm-hmm,
means that
mm-hmm,
his
mm-hmm.
competition has brought the best out of him. So even when he's on, it's like you can see he's trying. You can see that
Yeah.
it's hot. It's hot in that area.
Qatar Maguire was incredible. That boy, when he was playing, his side was always so solid. He was the anchor of the defense for the English squad. And I was so impressed by him and Luke Shaw and how that left hand side was more or less kind of closed down and Maguire was you know I just want to say Ten Hag probably also it's one of those things that you're saying where the competition brought the best out of him. You know.
Yeah.
By the way, we have somebody who's trying to say something from Facebook. Come over to the YouTube world, type at Football Power Hour, like and subscribe, and then you can join in the conversation. I don't know, somehow because of the user agreements or whatever, Facebook is not allowing me to show your name. But I see you were saying something about Mason Mount, who we haven't been talking about. Must be a
Oh,
Chelsea fan.
oh. Funny enough, earlier I wanted to ask you a question, man. And it's good that you bring out Mason. But the Mason I
Okay.
wanted to talk about was Greenwood, man. Don't you miss Greenwood, man?
I do, I do. I wanna, stay away from Greenwood until he gets cleared by the justice. Until justice does its due course.
I
I
feel you.
really miss him. He's somebody that under Ten Hag, bro. Whew.
I think that's where I'm at, man. I'm thinking to myself, like, that boy was already coming up quite hot under Ole. So I can
Ole,
only imagine
yeah.
with like the right guidance, just what kind of craziness that could have done. Do you know what's going on with Benjamin Mendy? I was asking someone the other day that now that he's been cleared of all 100 charges, uh, are they going to bring him
Oh, all
back
the
to Man
charges
City?
have been cleared. I thought there was like two left.
I think it's like 6 out of 8, but I'm pretty sure he's going to get cleared from the other two as well because it sounds like the ones that
Okay.
are left were the not so heavy ones as far as
You
evidence
see,
is
that's a
concerned.
situation we can talk about. That's crazy that he can be accused for rape by so many people and then it gets cleared like that. That's
But
worrying.
what I'm wondering
You
is,
know.
football wise, how does that work? Because they're not playing him now, right? Because it tarnishes the image of the club, which is correct. That's the way it should be.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
what happens now when he gets cleared? Do they be like, oh yeah, no, he can play now because he was found not guilty? And
I
and
think
mind
so.
you, Man
Yeah.
City's PR isn't going to be the same as our PR. So even if Mason gets
Oh.
cleared for his stuff, they might never play him again
Yeah, I
because
mean
we're a different type
Nike.
of club.
It is also tied in with that's the problem with these things. I feel like when money is involved and other corporations as
Mm.
well, it's not just about whether the club wants you or not. It's about how does team viewer feel about you know number 11 coming back, even if he's cleared. How does
Even if he's cleared.
Nike was one of the first people to pull out, just being like, "Yo, we don't want to be associated with anybody who's still, even if he's under investigation or whatever." So, I mean, they as organizations they have a right to do that, but like also, it just creates a messy situation if somebody gets cleared of all counts, just as Mendy's case seems like it's going to be.
Is
I'm
the
really
part that
curious to
worries me the
see.
most is that
Say what?
I believe that is the part that worries me the most, that I believe if somehow he gets cleared, we still never gonna see that man in a Man United shirt again, man.
And that disheartens
And
me, bro.
it's really terrible that that young man uh did that to his own career, man. Like,
Yeah.
I don't understand why someone coming up like that would really take such a unnecessary, stupid decision to do anything like that, or even to put himself in a position where he can be accused of something like that. Because
Hmm.
You know, these guys know they're under the spotlight. They know how easy it is for them to get jammed up. It doesn't take much, you know. So
Yeah.
it's interesting, man. I keep wondering to myself that if this guy was available, can I essentially he'll be playing where Antony's playing. Imagine
Yeah.
that.
Oh,
Imagine
if
him on
only.
one
If
side,
only.
Rashford on another side. If Rashford was on form like he is now, and Greenwood was on form, I even probably think it might have even brought out the best in Ronaldo because he would have now had serious supply on either end.
True. True that. True
Uh,
that. True that.
and I think Ronaldo. I'm not a big fan of Ronaldo, by the way. Now, I mean current Ronaldo,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I do believe that we didn't utilize him correctly. I don't believe that Ten Hag. I mean, if we're gonna play this guy, whatever his name is, there's no
Weghorst.
circumstance where that guy is better than Ronaldo. I think if we had, if that's the kind of football we want to play,
He's giving us the qualities that Ronaldo had at a cheaper rate and a cheaper, yeah, cheaper rate per month. That's what it is.
hey man,
You
what are
know,
we? The
it's
discount
nowhere
shop?
near the levels, but it's
What are we
similar
looking for?
attributes.
We're looking for performance. Ronaldo was already there. We don't need to look for a way out. We just need to utilize him correctly. I don't think he went about his stuff correctly. Definitely Ronaldo was very prima donna about it. But I will say
True.
this, as much as I'm not a fan of him, I don't think he would add less to our squad if we played him better. I think he would improve our squad if we played him better. But we didn't. We didn't. We played
Yeah,
him poorly and then we blamed him for that after that.
I know.
So
I know. Thing is, with the Ronaldo thing, you know, I think there was a miscommunication definitely between him and Ten Hag, and then also that just put him in a position where he had to. I'm no way at all saying that what he did is justifiable, but the fact that he had to also just say, I do not want to be locked up in this jail pretty much where I feel negative energy, I'm not performing well, and life is just not worth it. You know, I've earned enough money to just know that I can breach this contract and then, you know, my life will go on. And guess what? He ended up getting the Ballon d'Or of contracts, you know. And from his side, from his perspective, it's we have to look at it and say we're dealing as Manchester United fans. We're dealing with Ronaldo the father. We're used to Ronaldo the bachelor who would give everything for the club and just be like whatever. If even if I'm not happy, I want to just, you know, fight and give my all for the club. So we had this situation that we had to adjust to that we did not prepare for or were not used to as Manchester United fans, and saw Ronaldo say, well, these guys didn't believe me when I had the situations with my family. I didn't feel the full support. Here's why I do not at all like Ole,
uh,
but I know that Ole was a great man manager in terms of like he would have said, Ronaldo, you had a very tough season. You know, take 3 weeks off in preseason, compassionate leave before Ronaldo even, you know, talks about, oh, what's happening in his life in preseason. You know, so it was one of those things where the club set the tone in on how the relationship was going to be. And Ronaldo was acting off of that. I'm no way justifying his actions, but also I want to just say whatever. We've moved on from that guy. I don't want to just sound like that ex that hasn't. The guy is playing in the sand.
that doesn't
He's
wanna
earning a lot of money.
say it's over, bro. I will say this. I do
Yeah,
agree that Ten Hag could have handled the situation better for sure. I
yeah,
definitely agree with that. But in the same vein, Ronaldo also went very prima donna about it. And what's worse is that when he was given the opportunity, he didn't show
yeah.
Ten Hag what he was missing. I think one part we never talk about enough is that he was actually not playing well though when he did play.
True. No,
So
no.
however many
I,
minutes he was on the field, he actually wasn't playing well. So it's not. It was bad enough that he was complaining publicly and privately, apparently, but
yeah,
he also just wasn't playing well, bro. Like, if you're going to be a player or a marquee player and want to prove your point, you prove it on the field. Man. You prove it on the field. You get
Yeah.
on the field, you do your thing. Maguire arguably has been probably treated worse now since he was left off. One would argue that
Ooh.
okay, maybe not worse, but not great. I mean, he was team captain at one stage, uh, starting defender for sure, and then Ten Hag came and was like, "Yeah, no, that's not happening," which is fine because he wasn't playing well, right? But every
Mm-hmm.
time I've seen Maguire on thus far, there's been no petulance in his performance. In fact, if anything, he's doing a lot better than he
It's
was doing
positive
before. Yeah.
with the
So,
5 minutes that he gets. He wears that
so
armband with pride for the 4 minutes that he played.
So if now Maguire decides that, okay, I want to go, we can't say, oh no, but you were playing poorly anyways, you can go. We can be like, oh yeah,
True.
no, but you do your thing, fair enough. You want regular first team football, you can go look for it. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. He's not being preferred. He feels he can be preferred elsewhere. Go look for first team football. But he's not sulking on the field. You know what I'm saying? He's not getting on the field and playing worse. He's not
True.
in tabloids or there's no behind the scene reports that oh yeah, no, Maguire said this that. You know what I'm saying? He's just doing his thing, despite the fact that he's getting slandered. The media is also on his case, but he's not doing that. So I think
Here, here's the thing. I'm gonna respond to that real quick and just say, actually before I respond, we got like what 15 people tuned in. Hit the like button, yo. If you're just joining in on the conversation, it's the Football Power Hour. We're just chilling, talking about trying not to talk too much about history because Kush is out here saying you guys are reciting history, talking about the Ronaldo situation, which is crazy
well,
because
this game is over, bro. There's no reason for us to discuss this game any further. It was over as a fixture at the 60th minute.
no,
So now we're talking Man United. So let's talk Man United. You know what I'm saying?
no, but your point is valid in the term in the sense that Maguire is taking the minutes that he has with a smile, but at the end of the day, you know what Ronaldo has done in his career pretty much warrants him a little bit better than that. You can't ask Neymar to come in or Messi to come in for like the last 5 minutes. You know what is that when you're 2 goals up? No, 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 no. That was just like a spit in the face for him. So that's part of the what was going through and his mind and everything. And I don't want to just like compare him to Ronaldo all the time and say, all right, accolades. Ronaldo has way more. Maguire has very, very little, so he has less grounds to stand on. At the end of the day, you're supposed to be a team player. You're supposed to just support the same guys who've been watching you. It's now your turn to watch them. So I'm happy that we're done with that energy. And I always, every time I kind of just talk about it, I'm like, no, no, no. let's put that behind us. So yeah, no, Maguire, I'll be happy if he goes, and then we get who Kush is talking about, Timber. If we get Timber to come and partner Martinez, or to be one of those people that works with Casemiro and Lindelof, I don't know. I just think we need to clear out, get rid of Phil Jones as well, and Twanzebe is still in the squad, fam.
Can I ask you something?
You know that
What? How long is Phil Jones's contract, man? Like 10 years.
lifetime contract. He's one of those people. He's got the Todd Bowley kind of contract at Man United. you know.
Yeah, I keep waiting to hear. Oh, Phil Jones got released, and every year nothing is said about that, bro. And I've been waiting for that
This
since.
this whole week, I bet Phil Jones is still like, clenching his butt, his buttocks, like saying, "Come on, 4 more days. I can make it." No rumor, nothing. It's just we're just happy with Phil Jones. I think Ten Hag was asked in the press conference about this about Phil Jones. Actually, maybe it might have been the previous press conference. I can't remember. Very recently though, but Ten Hag said, "Yeah, Phil Jones hasn't trained ever since I started working here." I'm paraphrasing. but it's just one of those things. He's like,
I thought that
who's
guy was a doctor, but I see him at the medical area all the time. I thought he was part of the medical. I thought he was one of the medical guys, man.
For real, man. You wonder what's his role. At the same time, I don't want to act like one of those people that is being a hater. It's like a lot, people when you get injured and you can't continue in a top team, some people's careers don't go that long, in a top team, and Phil Jones might just have one more trophy at the end of the season. Do you think he's gonna lift it?
You gotta have an actual appearance. You can't just be in the team and then they'll give you a trophy. You gotta have a. To be like,
Oh my goodness. Yeah, this guy's hilarious. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. It's full time. 3-1.
well done, kid.
78% possession.
I was a little bit underwhelmed with some of the youngsters. I thought with 10 men, Reading, they could have probably done that thing. But I guess, I mean, the game, it was over as a fixture when they got on. So it's not like we needed them to make impact. But, I'm a firm believer in when you get your chance on the field, do your thing. You know what I'm saying? If
Yeah.
you have limited space, I'll credit the homie Wan-Bissaka for that. He got a sniff when it looked like he was on his way out, and now it's hard to get him out the field.
Yes.
He is. It
Yes.
really
Yes.
is. He's not playing because he has to. He's playing because he's warranted his position on the field. So I want more of
Mm-hmm.
that in the team, man. I want more
Mm-hmm.
guys playing like that. Maguire did okay today. Lindelof did okay today. Malasia to me stays doing okay. Like I hardly ever see him doing anything out
Who was
of
your man of the
out of.
match?
Come on, man. The nigga scored 2 goals.
No doubt
Yeah,
about that, bro. Like the man is on form.
but I will say
Mm-hmm.
I was a little bit impressed with Anthony. While we were discussing Man United history, he had a shocking miss, by the way. But I left that alone because
Oh, I saw that. I saw pass from somebody on the left.
yeah, so I left it alone because it wasn't the time where it needed to go in. But that's the kind of shit I'm talking about, man. Like when you have a time, when you have an opportunity to dazzle, you gotta do your thing, bro. You can't be missing from 6 yard outs with nobody marking you. I mean, nah, bro. We are not gonna win any leagues with players like that. You gotta
Mm-hmm.
be putting
Mm-hmm.
those away, regardless of what's going on. You gotta keep the form. So but it was good. We got the victory. That's all that's really important. On to the
Yeah.
next game, huh?
On to the
On to
next one, and I want to just say, yeah, big shout out to Ten Hag and the whole Red Army for just. I mean, we went strong. We went strong with our selection to show that we're taking this game serious, and
mm,
and
mm.
yeah, we should end the show on that and say Kush has the best comment saying, "Mama, we're going to Wembley twice." Look at that. Yes. Where the Arsenal fans at now? By the way, if you chilled with us, thank you so much for kicking it. This is the homie Nice the Kid, and you could call me Botswana Papi. Yeah, the show is the Football Power Hour. Don't forget to hit like. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. And we will see you on our next Man United game.
Keep watching the games with us, man. Shout out to the homie Botswana
Yeah, yeah,
Papi.
yeah.
Thank you for
Yeah,
having
yeah,
me on
yeah.
the show. Football Power. We stay doing this. So check us out. Check us out when we're here, and we'll keep we'll
Exactly.
keep showing, we'll keep showing up. Thanks, bro.
And the Arsenal fans are crying in their beer glasses, says Kush. Let them cry. Let's drink all the Arsenal tears that we can. I hope that loss versus City is just the beginning of that.